I am the Fonso. Also known as Alfonso Rush. You can find me on Twitter at thefonso, my website and blog, thefonso.com, and you can email me at thefonso@thefonso.com. Now, I'm at the end of this thing, right? So you've heard all about what we've done, right, and all about what we've learned. So you can find out all about that stuff, kind of like my history here through Code Academy on my blog, thefonso.com, right? Now, my story. I'm gonna, first of all, let me start by saying I'm looking for an apprenticeship or a junior Rails developer position. Now, my story. I am the product of a RN, registered nurse, and an auto mechanic. That's not me, but it's a cute kid, so I kept him in there. My first experience, we grew up poor, okay, so we didn't have computers at home, we couldn't afford them, all right? So my first experience with computers was with science fiction movies, with Star Wars in particular, okay? I remember this one part where Han Solo quips Luke Skywalker about Dustin Crops ain't like, flying through hyperspace ain't like Dustin Crops, boy. You can fly through a supernova or bounce through a star and in your chip real quick, right? So he talks about something about entering stuff into the Navi computer, and he hits this switch, and the whole screen explodes, right, as the Millennium Falcon bursts into hyperspace, right? And I was like, whoa, I was a little dude when I saw this. My mind melted, man. I was like, whoa, what's that, right? What's hyperspace? Okay, what's a Navi computer, right? I was done, okay, so I was sold on computers. But, again, we were poor, we couldn't afford them, right? So, my life, I grew up kind of knowing more about the life cycle of cockroaches than the inside of a computer, all right? So, that is, until I got to college, right? Now, I went to college, got a degree in physics, blah, 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 big brain stuff. But what I really dug there was that I had access to labs, man, for like the first time in my life. 24/7 access to all these different labs. And they had next stations, they had power PC machines and silicon graphic stuff, and I was there all the time. I was there all the time, right? Until like 4 a.m. in the morning, right? The lab tech used to let me close down the lab. And I didn't work there, okay? So like, eventually, I ended up getting a job on the campus as a Unix system admin, okay? And I had some cool toys, dude. Silicon graphics, workstations, man, all that stuff was mine, and I was able to like build the whole lab and all this stuff, right? So it was cool, it was awesome. But eventually, I had to graduate, right? And my mom was like, you gotta get a job. And I was like, what? I get a job with a physics degree, right? Let's work for the government and some black ops thing in the basement someplace, some big building, right? So I knew some stuff, right? I built like maybe one HTML page for the physics club thing, right? So I was hacking on code in the basement, right? Carrying on, right? It's me hacking on code in my basement, carrying on, right? Trying to just learn all this stuff, right? Learn all this stuff. And I learned all this stuff, right? For like, I've been in the basement for a long time, man. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long time, right? Like 10 years, dude, okay? I am a developer, dude. I've been doing web development stuff and building like networks for all kinds of people all over the place over the course of this decade, right? So I learned all this jazz. But all my stuff, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, time for Alfonso 3.0, right? Because all my tools are getting old, man, right? So I had to get an upgrade. And I was hearing this stuff about Ruby on Rails. I was hearing this stuff every now and then off in the distance. So I heard this calling, right? And it was like a light in the sky, right? And it pointed me to Code Academy. And I met Neil and Mike, and they were talking about putting this thing called Code Academy together, bringing all these people together and whatnot, and different backgrounds and stuff, right? And I was like, oh man, I can finally come out the basement. This is what I always wanted, man. Like really passionate about doing this stuff, right? So I was like, cool. But it costs a lot of money, man. I had like $7 grand in my bank account, and they told me it was like $6 grand, right, to do this thing. So I'm like, oh snap, right? So I've been living like for the past 12 weeks on like $1 grand. I got no money now, dude. Okay. So I'm glad I paid for the food after. It's like seriously. Okay. So, like I said, all these tools for like 10 some odd years, right? But they're getting old, man. I got some flintlocks going on. You know, I got some Stone 2, Stone 8 stuff. So I'm going to Code Academy. Now I got all the new hotness. You heard all this stuff for it. It's really cool. It's really hot, right? So I learned all this new stuff. Now, every day after Code Academy, my head looked like this. Boom, explosions, right? Smoke coming out the head. Oh no, it's so intense. We have so much stuff going on. Now, this is me right now, right? This is Luke Skywalker in the Empire Strikes Back movie, the second Star Wars movie, the best Star Wars movie ever made. Okay? Thank you. Now, at this point, he knows some stuff, all right? He's got some skills, right? But he still needs a lot of training, okay? So right now, I'm looking for a Yoda or a bunch of Yodas, so I can like learn and grow and develop, so I can become the badass Jedi Master I was always meant to be. Right? My name is Alfonso Rush, Fonso.com, Fonso, you got that part already. All right.